Hello, 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 hello. Hey guys, Happy New Year! All right. Hope this year is better than the last. What's up, Losh? How's it going? Hey, Hope. Happy Nude Beer. Yes. What's up, Sal? How are you doing? What the? Sal has pillows, plushies, Switch, and some candy. What kind of candy do you have? I got some candy too. Not showing you yet. Doo-doo-doo. Did you guys hear about the earthquake in Japan? Like a 7.6 on the Richter scale. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Saw some videos. Oh my god. It's so strong. Yeah. Let's watch some. Way to ring in the new year. Yeah. Seems to be one of those years. Let's see. Screen. Window capture. Oh, this is pretty crazy. The whole bridge is moving. It ripped off the bridge. That's pretty crazy. There's the entire bridge. That's pretty crazy. There's also another one that I saw. Boop, boop. I bookmarked it. There's this one. You got these stone lanterns. They're just shaking about. Almost falling off. Look at that. They must have some reinforcement, right? For these? They're reinforced for earthquakes? Because if they weren't, this would have fallen already, no? You got a quake here at 4.3. I think we had an earthquake here too. Yeah. But a small one. What's up, Nikki? How's it going? Look at this one. This is pretty crazy. Ah! It's like there's a monster underneath trying to get out. Look at that. Imagine walking in and you just see that on your way to work. Da, 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 da. Was it tsunami footage? Oh shit. I think they said there wasn't going to be a big tsunami though. Yeah, thank God. But anyways, I think there were a couple people dead. Yeah, so it seems pretty bad. Okay. hold on. Yep. Windows capture. Okay. What's up, Malik? How are you doing? Yeah, Happy New Year. How's your New Year's going? Wait, we're doing Wordle. What? Ah, okay. Fire hydrant. Traffic lights. Is this considered a traffic light? No. Okay. Whew. What's up, Lady Koi? How's it going? All right. Oh, okay. Hello. Hello. Mural. I'm gonna say mural. Oh my! Oh my god! Oh my god! What was that? Was that 10 seconds? Even? Or was it like 8 seconds? Hmm. That's what she said. Totally 8 seconds. You let your son try staying up all night for the first time? Yeah, how was it? When did he fall asleep? Samantle. Okay, let's do it. New year novel gift. Pretty. Old brand. Exciting thing. Holiday. Shake. Oh, shake. How about earthquake? Nope. Stirred glass. Hmm. Box. Neo. What the? Wait, how'd you do that? New. Neo. Neo Tokyo. Like modern. Matrix. Keanu. Postmodern. Doesn't even know. Art. Classical. Post. Pill? Hmm. Rock. Nouveau? Okay. You guys all fancy. Hmm. Noir. Maybe it's old. Impressionist. Architecture? Architecture? Hmm. Gothic. Music? Painting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how it I don't know what this means. Unusual word found. This word is this word list of normal words that we use. Why is this cut off? Classic. Latest technology. Hmm. History. Nope. Tokyo. Robot. Future. Past. Retro. Revolution. Oh my god. Revolt. Resolution. Protest. Computer. Hmm. Y2K. Y2K. Oh. Can't type the letter. The number 2. Destruction. Geo. Change. Oh. Transform. Modify. How about a period? Like a period of change. Era. Time. Novo. Age. Eon. Eon. Movement. Oh, kind of movement. Reactionary. Oh my god. Reaction. React. Act. Action. No. Push. Rebirth. Effect. Result. Reactions. Visionary. Whoa. Vision. Fascist. Oh my god. Oh, hold on. Like authoritarian? So it's like a government? Maybe a type of government? Capitalism? Economic system? Socialism? Okay, okay. Communism? Social. Socialist. Oh! Political. Communist. Neo-Nazi. Is it actually neo-Nazi? That's 2 words. Is it Nazi? Nope. But close. Ruler. How about a democracy? Democrat. How about a republic? Economics. Martyr. Election. A Marxist. Marxism. Oh. What do we got? Socialism. We got Marxism. We got communism. What else is there? Utopia. Dystopia. Tyranny. Tyrant. What? Dictator. What? Dictatorship. War. Reactionary. Commoner. Community. Democracy. Did we try that? Judicial. Court. Supreme. What can it be? Also close. We got fascists. We got socialists. We got reactionary. Did we try political? You try aristocrat. Aristocracy. Reactionaire. Is that a word? It is not a word. Maybe it's like a chemical reaction. Nope. Totalitarian. Okay. How about totalitarianism? Total. What could it be? Philosophy. I doubt it. Has to be close to these. What is it? Monarchy? Empire. Monarch. Emperor. King. President. Minister. Prime. What's up, Disco Chixify? Bossy. Reactionary. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Okay. What I was saying was bourgeois, bourgeois, bourgeois. How do you spell bourgeois? Bourgeoisie, bourgeois. I muted myself to swear. Yeah, I was like, I muted myself and I was like, bourgeois. Theocracy. Theocrat. Oh. I think it's a person. A person. Liberal list. Wait, what's the opposite of a bourgeois? What are the commoners called? Commoners. Commoners. Leader? The opposite of bourgeois. Poor? Religious? Father. Poor. What's that word? Proletariat. There you go. Thank you so much. Proletariat. My fellow communist. My comrade. Oh, comrade. Pauper. Worker. Owner. Reactionary. A progressive. Animal farm references. Maybe animal farm. What else? A radical. Yay! Good job. Psyduck. Not bad. You are a radical. What are the extremist? Fundamentalists. Oh, should have known. Radicals. Doctrinaire. Revolutionary. Okay, okay, okay. All right. Now that that's over. It always takes like, what, 20 minutes? Or so? Or more? Guess what I got? It's crunchy. Crunky? Oh, I didn't even notice that. Crunky? What is crunky? I thought it said crunchy. So we got some crunky food here. Some crunky chocolate. I'm pretty sure it's chocolate and almonds inside. It's crunky almonds. Oh, shiny. Hey. Okay. It's not that crunchy. So little tiny some crisps in it. So I guess that's what crunky means. No. It's like it's got some soft Rice Krispies in it. But it tastes weird. I don't think I like it. It has like a medicine-y taste. I'm gonna say it's a 6, guys. Maybe a 6.2 out of 10. It's quite crunky though. Chocolate medicine? Maybe. Alright. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this? Da 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 da. So, what happened last week? Do you remember? So what happened was the heroes, bunch of people, came to rescue Shuisheng from Di Yun, even though he didn't do anything to her. And then Shuisheng, she leaves with her cousin Wang Xiaofeng, and Di Yun is left alone. Di Yun decides to go back to his hometown, right? To go back to the place where he lived. And in the place of his master's old cottage, someone had built a huge residence around it, like 3 times larger, okay? And he finds out that inside, someone is hiring workers to dig inside, okay? They say that they're looking for this treasure, this bowl that can multiply whatever you put inside of it, all right? We kind of know that that's probably not what they're looking for. Turns out, it was actually Di Yun's second martial uncle, Yan Da Ping. All right. And we discover that he was also the old beggar from long ago that taught Di Yun how to beat Wan Gui and the other kids. Yeah, so that was just him in disguise. And Yan Da Ping is actually super rich. And he's hiring people to dig, probably to find something about the mnemonics for the Lian Cheng manual. And then the other martial uncle, Wang Zhenshan, appears, okay, the bastard. And he appears and he demands the sword manual from Yan Daping. Right? So in a verbal battle. And that's where we left off. How's that? All right. Chapter 9, Part 2. Wang Zhenshan laughed out loud and said, I forgot what voice I gave this guy. Brother, why do you insist on playing dumb? Everyone calls third martial brother Iron Lock across the river and claims that he is the greatest schemer. But I say that actually you, second martial brother, are even more superior. Hand it over. He extended his right hand forward again. Yan Daping patted his pocket and said, The three of us have been martial siblings for so many years. Is there really a need to separate our belongings? Elder brother, if your younger brother I have found this manual, I would not be able to handle it by myself. I would definitely need you to take care of the situation. I can only help you from the sidelines and reap some small benefits. However, if elder brother is the one who finds it, elder brother has so many disciples in his clan who have decent martial arts, I'm afraid that even if I wanted to lend a hand, it would be redundant. Wang Jinshan creased his eyebrows and said, "What did you get from the cave?" Yan Daping was perplexed. What cave? Is there a cave nearby? Brother, the both of us are getting up there in age now. Is there really a need to be so impolite to each other? I ask that you take it out, and we can discuss it in detail together. Henceforth, we will endure both fortune and misfortune together. What do you say? That is strange. Why do you insist that I was the one that took it? If I already found it, why would I still be digging here? You are full of devilish tricks and cunning stratagems. How would I know? How can the belongings of third brother be so easily recovered? From the looks of it, it's probably not in this house. If I dig for another 3 days and nothing comes up, I will not persist. Ha! From the looks of it, you want to dig for another half a month or so. There's no need to pretend. Yan Daping's face changed colors, as if he was to become hostile. But after having second thoughts, he regained his composure and said, What will it take for you to believe me? At once he put his crutch on the side and took off his gown. He shook the gown hard several times. Some clanging sounds were heard as 2 taels of silver and a snuff bottle fell on the ground. What is a snuff bottle? Wan Jinshan said, How would you be dumb enough as to hide it on your person? Even if it was on your person, it would not be in your gown. It would be close to your skin. Stratagems? Like plans and schemes and stuff like that. Stratagem. Like strategy? Stratagem. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the exact words, guys, that I said. Plan or scheme. Yan Daping sighed. If elder brother really does not believe me, then you can search around if you want. Wang Jinshan said, Excuse me then. Snuff is traded tobacco back in the day, which was snuffed. Oh, interesting. He signaled Wan Gui and Shen Cheng with his eyes. The two of them nodded and put their swords back in their sheaths, then walked to both sides of Yan Daping. Wang Jinshan gave a glance at Bu Yuan and Lu Kun, and the two of them walked in front of Yan Daping, tightly holding onto their sword hilts. Yan Daping patted his shirt pocket and said, Please, search. Wang Gui said, Pardon me then, uncle. He extended his hands to feel Yan Daping's pocket. All of a sudden, he let out a shriek and immediately withdrew his hands. Under the flame, one could see a 3-inch long scorpion crawling on his finger. Oh shit. At once he flipped his hands and smashed it against the side of the pit, and with a loud clap, the scorpion was smashed into pieces. But the back of his hand was struck with poison and swelled up at once. He wanted to flaunt heroism and did not groan, but beads of sweat were seeping out of his forehead like soya beans. You lost a song? Too bad. Yan Daping was alarmed. Ow! Niece, what? Niece? Nephew, right? Nephew, Juan, where did you find this poisonous creature? It is a modeling poison scorpion. It is extremely toxic. You cannot play with these things. Brother, quickly, do you have an antidote? If you don't hurry, it will be too late. This is no good. The back of Wan Gui's hand was swollen from red to purple, then purple to black. Oh shit, it's so fast. A thin red line slowly extended upwards toward his arm. Wan Qinshan knew that he had fallen into Yan Daping's trap. He could do nothing but hold him in his anger and said, Your elder brother is impressed. I surrender to you. Please take out the antidote and we will go our separate ways. I won't bother you anymore. Yan Daping said, Once upon a time I had the antidote, but it's been so many years ago. Now I have misplaced it. I will look for it in a few days. Maybe I will find it. Otherwise, I can go to the Daming Prefecture and look for the prescription for you. That could work too. I greatly value our brotherhood. When Wan Qinshan heard of this, he was so angry he felt his chest was about to explode. The toxins of such a poisonous scorpion was extremely lethal and capable of taking one's life in the matter of a few hours. Once the red line made its way to the person's heart, that person would die immediately. When he said what, I will look for it in a few days, and spoke of going to the Daming Prefecture in Hubei to find a prescription over 1,000 li away, it was clearly intended to insult him, and even went as far as to say, I greatly value our brotherhood. But at this moment, as he watched the life of his beloved son hang by a thread, he could do nothing but suppress his anger. When a gentleman seeks revenge, 10 years is not too late. Wan Qinshan finally said, Looks like I have no choice but to succumb to your requests. Why don't you tell me what you want? Yan Daping slowly put his gown back on and buttoned it. Then he said, Brother, what could I possibly want from you? You can do whatever you want. Wan Qinshan thought, Today I will let you take the advantage. In the future you will realize what I am really capable of. Then he said, Very well then, henceforth, the one surnamed Wan will never see you again. If I ask anything of you, I will no longer be considered a person. Yan Daping said, I dare not accept such a condition. Your brother only has one request, that the Liancheng manual ought to be given to me. If in the future I am lucky enough to find it, naturally there is nothing more to say. But even if you find it, you should let me have it. The toxicity level of Wan Gui was slowly increasing. He began to feel faint and could not help but stagger wildly in pain. Lu Kun shouted, Brother! Brother! He extended his hands and ripped open his sleeves. He saw that the red line had already made its way to his underarm. He turned around to Wan Qinshan and shouted, Teacher, we should agree to anything today. Wan Qinshan said, Very well. The Liancheng manual will belong to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. The last two words were uttered with extreme feelings of injustice. Did I put enough injustice into those words? Yan Daping said, Very well, then. I will go inside and search. Who knows? Maybe I will find the antidote you are looking for. That will depend on if nephew Wan has been blessed with good luck. After he said this, he turned around and went inside. Wan Qinshan signaled Lu Kun and Bu Yuan to follow him inside. After a long while, the three of them still didn't come out, nor were there any noises. Wan Gui was unconscious and was supported by Shun Cheng. He couldn't even move anymore. Wan Qinshan became anxious and said to Feng Tan, Go inside and take a look. He's sending them inside one by one. Oh no. Feng Tan replied, Yes. He He was about to go inside when Yan Daping came outside, his face full of glee. Not bad, not bad. Looks like I found it after all. He raised a small porcelain bottle with his hands and continued. This is the antidote best used to cure the toxicity of scorpions. Nephew Wan, you are very fortunate. From now on, you should not play with these things. He walked beside Wan Gui and removed the bottle cork and smeared the black powder on the back of his hand. This antidote was really effective. In no time at all, black blood started seeping out of the wound, slowly dripping on the ground. The more black blood that dripped, the more the red line on his arm regressed, until it turned into his elbow and back down to his wrist. Wang Jiancheng breathed a sigh of relief and felt more relaxed. He was also very angry. Although his son's life was no longer in jeopardy, he had lost this battle miserably, already subdued by his opponent without so much as a chance to fight back. After a while, Wan Gui's eyes slowly opened and called out, Father! Yan Daping sealed the porcelain bottle and placed it back in his bosom. He got his crutch and stomped it a few times, laughing. And this is good. Nephew Wan, from now on, you should be a good person. Whenever you extend your hand into someone else's pockets to search, you must be extra careful. Wang Jiancheng said to Shencheng, Tell them to come out. Shencheng said, Yes. He went inside the hall, then shouted, Brother Lu, Brother Bu, come out. We are leaving now. All he heard were sounds of moaning, but they did not come out. Sun Jun and Shencheng did not wait for their teacher's orders and rushed inside at once. They supported Lu Kun and Bu Yuan back outside. The two of them were deathly pale. One had a broken leg, while the other had a broken foot. It was obvious that they suffered at the hands of Yan Daping. Wang Jiancheng was furious. He already had the intent of taking Yan Daping's life, but now he felt even more justified in doing so. How could he possibly repress this surging stream of anger in his heart? At once he unsheathed his long sword, the edge of the blade glimmering a dark color as he rushed to pierce Yan Daping's throat. Di Yun had never seen Wang Jiancheng execute his martial arts. When he saw how this attack was so fierce and steady, he thought, This strike does not seem to have any flaws. At this point, Di Yun's cultivation was already at an extraordinary level. Although he was not taught by anyone, when someone attacks, he can still naturally tell if this person's strike had any weaknesses or not. Yan Daping slanted his body to evade. Then, with his left hand, he grabbed the lower end of the crutch, while his right hand held its dragon head. As soon as he separated his hands, a soft click was heard. A white flash of dazzling light appeared as he produced a longsword in his hand. It turned out that the dragon head of the crutch was actually the hilt of the sword. The crutch hid the sword and acted as a scabbard. Now that he had a sword, at once he countered the attack. Ting, ting, ting! The sounds of sword clashes were relentless. The two martial brothers fought on the side of a slope and fought intensely. After exchanging several stances, they both felt that the terrain was narrow, and at once both leapt into the pit. When the villagers saw the two of them vie against each other, they were already startled. Now that they saw they were engaged in such an intense battle, the villagers were so scared that they hid in the corner of the room, not daring to make any noise. Di Yun also pretended to be afraid, but he watched his two martial uncles very carefully. After the two of them exchanged 7 or 8 stances, Di Yun thought, My two martial uncles' internal energies are inadequate, although their stances have been exhausted. Even if they receive the Liancheng manual, I'm afraid that they won't find any use for it, unless this manual was capable of boosting one's internal energy. But it is a sword manual, so it is likely only for sword techniques. He watched another few stances and became even more perplexed. The martial arts of Liu Chengfeng, Hua Tiegen, and the other members of Lu Hua Liu Shui are much higher than that of my two martial uncles. My two martial uncles only focus on the exquisiteness of techniques, disregarding their compatibility with internal energy. What sense does that make? When my teacher taught me swordplay, he also taught me the same way. It looks like those three martial brothers all learned the same moves. This type of martial arts will be very effective if they encounter someone much weaker than them. But if their opponent has powerful internal energy, their extremely exquisite and fluctuating techniques would be rendered useless. What's the point of learning swords? What's the point of learning swords? Hey, does this remind you guys of the debate that they had in Smiling Proud Wanderer? We had the chi side of Huashan and the sword side. Then followed that Sun Jun, Feng Tan, Wu Qian all unsheathed their swords and rushed forward, making a battle of 4 against 1. Yan Daping laughed heartily and said, Good, good. You have really made significant progress, elder brother, resorting to gathering the younger generation to assault your younger brother. He pretended as if it was no big deal, but it was obvious that his sword movements became more sluggish. Li Yun thought, in terms of swordplay, my martial uncles each have their own strong points. The piercing shoulder stance, slap in the face stance, and releasing sword stance that Uncle Yan taught me are incredibly effective in dealing with disciples of the Wan clan. However, it is completely useless when matched against Uncle Wan himself. They don't understand that if they only focus on the exquisiteness of sword techniques without the proper internal energy foundation, what use would it be? It is completely useless. It is really strange. Even a dumb person like me understands this principle. They are incredibly intelligent. How could they not understand? Could it be that I am the one who's confused? All of a sudden, a flash of light crossed his mind. Brother Ding once told me the origins of the Heavenly Glow Manual. If my grand teacher Mei Niansheng understands this principle, why did he not teach it to his 3 disciples? Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? As he said this, he repeated himself 3 times. A cold sweat exuded from his back. He shivered, and his body trembled slightly. Wait. Wait, what did Brother Ding say about the origins of the Heavenly Glow Manual? It must be related, right? Did Brother Ding actually did he steal the Liancheng manual? It seems like these 2 manuals are related. Maybe they have the same roots? Or maybe they're 2 sides of the same coin? I think the master gave it to him, right? Did he? Oh yeah, he did. Where did the Heavenly Glow manual come from? I totally forgot. They can't inherit the manual because it could only go to a good person. I don't know. Alright, Sal, good night. Have fun sleeping. An old man beside him constantly prayed, Amitabha, Amitabha. Please let there not be any casualties. But he's old. Young one, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. The old man saw Di Yun trembling as he watched the battle and offered comforting words, but actually the old man was scared as well. Di Yun already realized the truth in his heart, but the truth was so treacherous and sinister that he did not want to think about it, nor did he want to establish a logical conclusion with his truth. But since he realized the crux of this scheme, naturally the bits and pieces would all come together. Wang Jinshan, Yan Daping, Sun Jun, Feng Tan. Every time these people executed a sword stance, it would further verify his conclusions. Wait, what is it? What is it? No, what is it? What is it? He says, the truth was treacherous and sinister. Maybe it has to do with his master. Maybe his master did steal the manual. And taught everyone. I don't know. Alright, so every time they executed a sword, it would further. Wait. Wang Jishan, Yan Daping, Sun Jun, Feng Tan, every time these people executed a sword stance, it would further verify his conclusions. This is right. This is right. It must be like this. But what if it isn't? Could my master really be this vicious? Ah! It can't be. It can't be. But if it wasn't like this, then how could this happen? This is extremely perplexing. Many pictures flashed through his mind as they pieced themselves together. All these years it had been the case that I would practice swordplay with Marshall's sister, while Master gave pointers from the sidelines. Every time my master taught me a technique, it would be ingenious. I would practice it thoroughly. The second time my teacher taught it, it would be completely different. Although the sword techniques were profound, it would be very different from the first. Back then, I thought it was because Master's swordplay was so exquisite that it could not be predicted. Why the two sword stances were completely different, I never understood. Then a surge of pain struck his heart. Master intentionally pointed me in the wrong direction. He intentionally taught me second-rate sword techniques. Oh. Oh, is that it? We already knew that, though. Oh. No, there must be more to it. His ability is actually much higher, but the sword stances he taught me were not impressive at all. His Uncle Yan's martial arts should be around the same as my master's, yet the three stances he taught me were much superior to anything my master taught me. Why did Uncle Yan teach me these three sword stances? Clearly, he did not harbor good intentions. Right. He wanted to raise Uncle Wan's suspicions. He wanted Uncle Wan to fight with my master. Uncle Wan did the same thing. His sword techniques are much different from those of his various disciples. But why would he even lie to his own son? Obviously, if he isn't teaching his other disciples, he can't teach his son. Otherwise, his scheme would be easily seen through. Okay, that's it. I thought it was something about the books, the manuals. Yan Daping pushed forward and twirled the sword with his right wrist. He made 7 full circles in rapid haste and attacked Wang Jinshan's chest. Wang Jinshen slanted his body to dodge the attack, overcoming the circles horizontally, stabbing and slashing. He completely overcame all 7 circles. Di Yun watched from the side and thought, these 7 circles were completely redundant. The last strike was aimed to pierce the left side of Uncle Wan's chest, but why not just pierce through directly? Wouldn't that be faster and more intense? Uncle Wan inclined his body to strike and stab consecutively. With 7 stances, he managed to overcome the 7 sword circles of Uncle Yan. Although it appears clever, it is actually extremely stupid. If he had just attacked Uncle Yan's stomach, he would have won already. Suddenly, a scene swept past his ocean of thoughts. When he would practice swords with his martial sister, she would have many kinds of varied sword stances. He did not remember everything that his master taught him, and would be forced into a state of confusion, retreating constantly. Qi Feng would swipe 3 times with her sword in succession, causing him to be flustered and faint with blurred vision. When he saw that he could not counter his opponent's moves, he would no longer be able to think of the stances his teacher taught him. Instead, he would casually defend and then counterattack with his own strike. When Qi Feng unleashed the 2 stances of the wind suddenly blows, and the mountain escapes like a cloth, and brandished her sword in a circular motion to defend. Although Di Yun's stances were simple and spontaneous, not in the least complying with his master's instructions, yet Qi Feng's complex and exquisite sword stance could actually not handle it. He would stab directly to his martial sister's shoulder. Without having time to retract his attack, his master suddenly leapt into the fray and, holding a stick of firewood in his hands, knocked the sword out of his hands. He and Qi Feng were both so startled their faces changed colors. Qi Changfa reprimanded him greatly for not following with his teachings, saying how it was outrageous that he would just brandish and slash his sword in such a disorderly fashion. This is like in Smiling Proud Wanderer 2. Yeah, kinda. At that time, he once thought, I did not use the sword according to his method, yet why was I able to win? Fray? Oh, a fray is like the fight or the conflict. He jumped into the fray, uh, into the fight between 2 people. Fray, this is verb. A battle or a fight. Maha! You wonder if these 2 stories know each other? Mm. But once that thought passed, he understood. Obviously, it is because Martial Sisters' swordplay is not up to par. If I had encountered a formidable opponent, there was no way I would be able to win attacking in such a way. Back then, there was no way that he could have figured out that his own simple sword techniques were actually more practical than the various complex and fancy stances taught by his master. Gotcha. But then the way he's talking, he's saying that his martial uncles are actually using fancy sword techniques. Yeah. So why do they learn such bad techniques? Is it just that he's really powerful now? Or is it because of another reason? Yeah, why are the martial uncles' martial arts not that good, according to him? It might just be because he's super strong now and he can see all the little details. I don't know. Their master also taught them BS martial arts? Oh. Oh yeah. Oh, why Grandmaster? I liked the Grandmaster. Is he bad too? Is no one good in this story? Maybe the master doesn't trust them. Now that he thought about it, he had a completely different mindset. With his current martial arts abilities, he could clearly see the truth. Wang Jinshan and Yan Daping executed various fancy sword stances that were actually completely useless, and further, the stances Wang Jinshan taught to his disciples, and the stances taught to Di Yun and his martial sister by his master, consisted of even more useless stances. It goes without saying that Grand Teacher Mei Nian Cheng had long realized his three disciples were schemers, so when he passed on his swordplay, he deliberately guided them towards a devious path. And when Wang Jinshan and Qi Changfa taught their disciples, whether intentionally or unintentionally, they too brought their disciples even deeper into this path. Everyone seems to suck. Mm. So the Grandmaster just spent years and years teaching them bad martial arts. Why did he do that? Instead of just finding new disciples. Or just killing them. When executing a useless sword stance during a battle, not only is it a waste of time, it also gives your opponent an opportunity to strike back and gain the upper hand. It is like putting your life at the hands of your opponent. Why are his grand teacher, grandmaster, master, and martial uncles so vicious? Why are they so sinister? Wait, so they taught their students the bad version of bad martial arts? Yeah. Yeah, so the grandmaster taught the masters bad martial arts, and then they taught their disciples even worse martial arts. Would they have animosity towards their own children? Would they intentionally mislead their disciples to a devious path? That can't be it. There has to be an even greater reason. It must be an extremely treacherous conspiracy. Could it be all for the Liancheng manual? That should be it. Uncle Wen and Uncle Yen are even willing to kill their own master for the manual, and now they are willing to kill each other. Indeed, they both wanted to kill each other. The battle in the pit became increasingly pressing and intense. It was hard to tell who had better swordplay between Wang Jinshan and Yan Daping, but with the disciples of the Wan clan assisting alongside, it obviously increased the pressure on Yan Daping. The battle made its way to the edge. Sun Jun aimed to stab Yan Daping from behind. Yan Daping returned his sword to resist, the edge of the blade following its momentum downwards. Sun Jun let out a screech as his web was injured, then followed that his longsword fell on the ground. At the same time, Wang Jinshan seized the opportunity to strike and stabbed Yan Daping squarely on his right arm. Yan Daping sustained injuries on his right arm and urgently switched the sword to his left hand, but naturally he was not used to using a sword with the left hand, nor could the wound on his right arm be considered minor. Blood kept spurting out of his wound and covered half of his body in blood. After another 7 or 8 stances, he was stabbed on the left arm as well. The crowd of villagers watched in horror, and their faces turned deathly pale. They all wanted to run away from the house, yet no one dared to make a move. Wang Jinshan was determined to slaughter his martial brother today, and each strike was executed with increasing intensity. Chi! The left side of Yan Daping's chest was stabbed. Okay. Good time for a break, guys. I'll be right back. 5 minutes. Ah. All right, we're back. Because the martial arts in the manual would make anyone who learns it an unmatched force, so he couldn't let it fall into the hands of people who would use it for harm. Yeah, I get that. But why couldn't he just have killed his disciples? The Grandmaster? Was it just because he didn't want to kill his disciples? Because he's a good dude? Why didn't he just disown his disciples? I guess if he disowned his disciples, they would fight. They would attack him. I feel like he could have just killed his own disciples. He was a better man than they. Yeah. All right. Where were we? All right. Boom. Yan Daping's chest was stabbed. It would only be a matter of another few stances before Yan Daping would be killed by the sword of Wang Jinshan. Yet he clenched his teeth and continued the battle soaked in blood, not once begging for mercy. He had been in the same clan as his martial brother for over a dozen years, and after leaving the clan, the two of them vied against each other for another dozen years. He knew his martial brother extremely well. If he were to beg for mercy, he would only be humiliated even further. It would be completely ineffective. Li Yun thought, that year in Qingzhou, Uncle Yan helped me defeat the bandit Lu Tong with a simple rice bowl. He further taught me 3 sword stances so that I would not be humiliated by the disciples of the Wan clan. Although it is likely that it was done with malicious intent, I still received his favor. I cannot simply let him die like this. At once he pretended to tremble violently. Then he picked up a shovel full of dirt on the ground. Wang Jinshan was about to stab Yan Daping again. Yan Daping's body was swaying and would not be able to dodge this attack. Li Yun lightly shook the shovel on his hands and sent a cluster of yellow dirt towards Wang Jinshan. This cluster of dirt was reinforced with profound internal energy. When Wang Jinshan was hit by its force, he could not keep his balance and fell backwards on the ground. Everyone in the room was taken by surprise. Nobody knew where this cluster of dirt came from. Di Yun followed through with another few shovels of dirt and threw it on several oil lamps on the wall. In an instant, the entire room was covered in darkness. Everyone cried out in horror. Di Yun leapt forward and rushed outside with Yan Daping. When Di Yun made his way outside the house, he carried Yan Daping on his back and galloped his way up the mountain. Di Yun was extremely familiar with the surrounding area. He made his way up a very desolate and difficult path in the mountain. Yan Daping rested on his back and felt a gust of wind blowing past his ears, as if he was like mist soaring above the clouds. He thought he was in a dream. He did not believe that a person with such a high level of martial arts existed in this world. Wang Jinshan and his disciples shouted and made chase, but they trailed further and further behind Di Yun. Di Yun carried Yan Daping on his back and climbed the highest mountain peak nearby. The peak was extremely precipitous and steep. Di Yun had never made his way up here before. From afar, he gazed on a mountain peak with Qi Feng. This peak was completely obscured by clouds. They discussed whether there were monsters or deities on the peak. Qi Feng said, If there comes a day when you wrong me, I will climb up this peak and never come down, Di Yun said. All right then, I won't come down either, Chi Feng teased. Water spinach, if you are willing to stay on the peak with me and never come down, then I won't have to climb the peak in the first place. Back then, Di Yun laughed foolishly, but now he thought, I am forever willing to be with you, yet you don't want to be with me. He placed Yan Daping down on the ground and asked, Do you have any pain relief medicine? Yan Daping bent his body to pay his respects. May I ask for benefactor's honorable surname? I, Yan Daping, have been graced with benefactor's assistance today. How could I ever repay your kindness? Di Yun did not dare to accept his martial uncle's courtesy and kneel down to return his politeness. Elder need not be too courteous. Junior is not deserving of such an honor. Junior is a nameless individual. There is no need for you to repay such a small favor. Yan Daping wanted to know his name, but Di Yun did not want to fabricate a name, nor did he want to give out his real name. Yan Daping figured that his benefactor would not reveal his name, so he did not persist. He took out some pain relief medicine from his bosom and gently smeared it on his 3 wounds. He was a bit fearful as he recalled, If he did not rescue me in time, I would no longer be in this world. Di Yun said, Junior has a few things he does not understand, and wishes to ask for elders' guidance. Yan Daping urgently said, Benefactor should not call me an elder anymore. If you have any questions, I, Yan Daping, will wholeheartedly inform you without half a word of deception. Really? Di Yun said, That is for the best then. May I ask, Elder, were you the one who built that big house? Yes, replied Yan Daping. Di Yun asked, Elder employed many villagers to dig a large pit, naturally in search for the Liancheng manual. May I ask if this manual has been recovered? Yan Daping trembled inwardly as he thought, So, he only rescued me because of the Liancheng manual. Then he answered, I have spent countless efforts, but have yet to find even a trace of it. Benefactor is intelligent. I do not dare to hide the truth from you. If I really had the manual, I would offer it to you at once. You saved my life. How would I dare to cherish such worldly possessions? Di Yun shook his hands repeatedly and explained, I am not looking for the manual. To be honest, although my martial arts cannot be considered exceptional, I do not believe that this Liancheng manual is capable of benefiting my martial arts progression greatly. Totally insulted this guy. Yan Daping said, Right. Benefactor's martial arts has reached perfection. You could be considered to be matchless under heaven. This Liancheng manual is merely an ordinary sword manual. The reason my martial brothers and I seek this manual is because it belongs to our clan, and we respect it greatly. But from the perspective of outsiders, this manual is not worth mentioning. Di Yun could hear from his tone that it was spoken tongue-in-cheek, although he did not want to expose him at this moment. He asked, I heard that your younger martial brother, Qi Changfa, used to live in this house. This elder's name is Iron Lock Across the River. May I ask what this means? He had been with his teacher, his master, once he was young. He had been with his master since he was young, and respected his master greatly, as an honest and sincere countryman. But Ding Dian said that his master was extremely treacherous. He had to ask this question to confirm whether Ding Dian was misled by rumors. Yan Daping answered, My younger martial brother's nickname is indeed Iron Lock Across the River. This nickname was made because others believe he is a multifarious schemer and an extremely cruel individual. He is like a long iron chain locked on a boat in the river. Meaning is that the boat can neither move forward or backwards. Diyun grieved inwardly. Brother Ding was right. My teacher is really such a person. I have been deceived by him since I was small, and he never revealed to me his true colors. But he has always treated me well. He didn't really deceive me. He held on to a glimmer of hope and asked, This nickname that people in the realm gave to him may not be reliable. Maybe it was given to him by his enemies, but you are his martial brother and practice the same skills as him. You must know his character quite well. What is he like as a person? Yan Daping sighed. I do not want to speak poorly of my martial brother, but since Benefactor raised the question, I must answer truthfully. Although my brother Qi looks like a sluggish person, he is actually an intelligent schemer, else how would the Lianchang manual fall into his hands? Diyun nodded his head. After a long while, he said, How do you know the Lianchang manual is in his possession? Did you see it with your own eyes? Yan Daping said, I did not see it with my own eyes, but I have carefully considered and know that he definitely has it. Diyun asked, I heard that you like to pretend to be a beggar. Is that true? Yan Daping was taken aback and mused. This person is impressive. He even knows this. Then he answered, Benefactor sure has a way to get reliable information. It looks like I can't hide anything from you. Back then, I thought that if the Liancheng manual was not in the hands of Brother Wen, then it must be in Brother Qi's possession. Hence, I disguised myself as a beggar and lived near Xiangxi and Hubei to investigate. Diyun said, Why did you think that the two of them had it? Yan Daping said, Before my teacher died, he passed the manual on to the three of us. Diyun recalled Ding Dian told him about the night at Yangtze. The three of them, Wan, Yan, and Qi, joined forces to kill their teacher, Mei Niansheng. He snorted in contempt and said, Did he really give it to you personally? I'm afraid that is not likely. Did he die of natural causes? Yan Daping jumped up suddenly in alarm. He pointed and asked, You are Ding, Mr. Ding? The news of Ding Dian burying Mei Niansheng had eventually leaked. So when Yan Daping heard his benefactor accuse him of killing his own master, he thought this person was Ding Dian. Diyun replied calmly, I am not Ding Dian. Brother Ding loathes injustice greatly. He personally saw the three of you join forces to kill your own master. If I was Brother Ding, I would not have saved you today. I would have let you die by the hands of Wan Zhenshan. Yan Daping was bewildered and asked, Then, who are you? Diyun replied, You do not need to worry about that. If you do something bad, people will inevitably hear about it. After you joined forces to kill your master, you stole the Liancheng manual. What happened next? Diyun has the upper hand now. So this is why people think Ding Dian might have had the Liancheng manual. Yan Daping trembled and asked, Since you already know everything, why do you have to ask? Diyun said, I only know some things, but not the whole story. I ask that you answer me truthfully. If you lie to me, I will have a way to find the truth. Yan Daping was both startled and afraid. How would I dare to deceive my benefactor? After the three of us martial brothers got the Liancheng manual, we looked into it and realized that we only had the sword manual, but not the mnemonics. It was rendered useless. Hence, we tried to pursue the mnemonics. Di Yun thought, according to Brother Ding, this sword mnemonic has a hidden relation with the great treasure. Min Yancheng, Lady Ling, and Brother Ding are no longer in this world. There is no one left who knows the secret. You guys are searching in vain. Yan Daping continued. The three of us did not believe each other. Every night we would sleep in the same room, and the sword manual would be locked in an iron chest. We threw the key to the chest into the river and placed it inside the drawer of a table. The iron chest was also linked to 3 small iron chains connected to each of us. Whoever moved their iron chain, the other 2 would definitely know. Di Yun sighed. You have really thought this through carefully, Yan Daping said. We never would have guessed that chaos would ensue. Di Yun asked, what happened exactly? Yan Daping said, that night the 3 of us slept in the same room. The next morning, Wan Zhenchan shouted loudly, Where is the sword manual? Where is the sword manual? I was startled and woke up. I saw that the iron chest placed in the drawer had been pulled open, and the manual inside disappeared without a trace. The 3 of us were completely startled and searched mindlessly. But how could we find it? This matter was extremely strange. The window inside the room was locked from the inside and was never moved, so the manual was definitely not stolen by an outsider. But if it was not the doing of Brother Wen, then it must be Brother Qi. If that is true, why would he not open the window to make it look like an outsider did it? Reasoned Di Yun. Yan Daping sighed. The 3 of us are linked together by an iron chain. It is possible to take the case from the drawer, but the chain does not extend long enough to reach the window. Di Yun said, If that is so, what did you do next? Yan Daping replied, It was not easy for us to get the sword manual. Of course, we would not let this matter rest. The 3 of us blamed each other for responsibility, but after a huge argument, it was still inconclusive without evidence. So we could do nothing but go our separate ways. Di Yun said, There is still something I don't understand. I ask for your guidance. Since your master possesses such a sword manual, he should have passed it on to his disciples a long time ago. Would he actually take it with him to his grave? Is that why you had to strike first? Is that why you had to take his life? Yan Daping said, My teacher, he is really muddled. He firmly believed that the 3 of us were malicious schemers. Whatever gave him that idea? So he never passed the sword manual to us. When we saw that he was looking for an alternate successor, he even went as far as to pass on our clan's sword manual to an outsider. The 3 of us could not bear it any longer, hence we took action. Wait. So he went as far as to pass on our clan's sword manual to an outsider. So this must be before Ding Dian. No? So he tried to pass it to another person? Oh, he did. Because this was before they took action. Di Yun asked, So that's how it is. How did you determine that Brother Qi was the one who took the manual? He passed it on to the cow. Oh! It was in the cow's stomach. Oh my god. This is how it comes full circle in the end. Yan Daping explained. At first, I suspected Wang Jinshan because he was the first one to shout and declare thievery, so he was most suspicious. I secretly tailed him for some time and realized that he was not the one, because he was following Brother Qi. If Brother Wan was the one who took the manual, he would not need to tail someone else. He would find a desolate place somewhere deep in the mountains to practice it. However, every time I tailed him, I saw that he gnashed his teeth with an extremely impatient and loathsome expression. Hence, I changed my target and followed Qi Jiangfa. Li Yun asked, Did you find any clues? Yan Daping shook his head. Qi Jiangfa is much too sophisticated. He did not leave any clues at all. I once watched his disciple and his daughter practice martial arts. He intentionally played dumb and changed the mnemonics of his tongue poem swordplay into a nonsensical mess. It really made me laugh my teeth out. But the more he pretended to be dumb, the more I suspected him. I followed him for 3 years, but he never revealed any evidence. Damn, 3 years. He was very persistent. Once he left home, I secretly went into his cottage to search, but there was no sword manual. It was difficult to even find a common book. He is really crafty. Impressive. Di Yun asked, What did you do next? Yan Daping said, After that, Wan Jianshan suddenly wanted to celebrate his birthday and sent one of his disciples to invite Qi Jiangfa over to Qingzhou. Obviously, the birthday banquet was a scheme to test his martial brother. Qi Jiangfa brought his daughter and his foolish disciple called Di Yun or something together with him to Qingzhou. After the banquet, Di Yun fought with the 8 disciples of the Wan clan and revealed remarkable sword stances which aroused Wang Jinshan's suspicions. Benefactor, did you say something? Di Yun shook his head. Yan Daping continued. Thereafter, Wang Jinshan brought Qi Jiangfa over to his study room to discuss. The two of them got into a heated argument and completely flipped faces. Qi Jiangfa attacked first and wounded Wang Jinshan. After that, he disappeared without a trace. It is strange, extremely strange. What is so strange about it? Asked Di Yun. Qi Jiangfa disappeared without a trace, never to be heard from again. When Qi Jiangfa went to Qingzhou, he would definitely not carry the sword manual with him. He must have hid it in an extremely secluded place. Originally, I thought that after he wounded Wang Jinshan, he would return for the manual that same night and then escape to a faraway place. So, as soon as the incident occurred, I prepared a fast horse and arrived before he did. I wanted to see where he hid the manual before I made my move. However, I waited for a very long time, but he never showed up. After a few years, I figured that he would never come back, so I no longer played nice with him. I turned his cottage upside down and began digging for the manual. However, all my efforts were in vain. I did not find anything at all. If not for Benefactor, I, surnamed Yan, would have lost my life today. My brother Wen is really a ruthless person. According to you, where do you think your brother Qi is now? Asked Di Yun. Yan Daping shook his head. I really don't have a clue. Although the web of heaven has many openings, the way of heaven is fair. The guilty will not escape. Perhaps he contrived a sickness, or maybe he got into an accident and was eaten by a wild animal. Di Yun saw that his face was full of delight, as if to rejoice at the thought of his master's misfortune. He became extremely angry. But upon thinking that his master was indeed without a trace all these years, it was actually likely that he was no longer in this world. He stood up and said, "Thank you for being honest with me. I have to take my leave now." Yan Daping respectfully greeted him 3 times and said, "I, Yan Daping, will never forget benefactors' kindness." Di Yun said, "Such a small matter you need not take to heart. Besides, you should stay here to tend your wounds. Wan Jinshan will never find you here. You don't have to worry." Yan Daping laughed. "He's probably as hasty as an ant on a frying pan. He will never find me." Di Yun asked, "Why is that?" Yan Daping smiled. "My poisonous scorpion wounded his son's hand. He needs to apply the medicine 10 times in order to completely purge the poison. He only applied it once. What use is that?" No, Di Yun was taken aback. "So Wan Gui will lose his life?" Yan Daping appeared complacent. "The poison of a modeling scorpion is no small matter. The cleverness lies in the fact that Wan Gui will not die easily. He will cry and moan for a full month before the deal is sealed." Excellent, excellent. Li Yun said, "If it takes him 1 month to die, then he need not worry. He can find a skilled physician to cure his poison." Yan Daping said, "Benefactor does not understand. This poisonous scorpion was bred by me and was fed various antidotes since it was small. The scorpion understands the medical nature of various antidotes, so ordinary medicine will not be of any use." Aback definition? Well, taken aback means like he was surprised. Like, huh. Like, huh. Oh my god. But like, do you just mean aback? I guess aback means like go back. Like move back. I don't know. I know what taken aback means. No! Oh my god. Huh! Come on. Oh, it works. Take someone aback, shock, or surprise someone. Modeling? The mottling scorpion. The poison of a modeling scorpion. Oh shit. Modeling scorpion. What can it mean? Modeling. Mottling. 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 Does it mean poisonous? The poison of a poisonous scorpion? Hmm. I'm not sure. I'm gonna say it's a poisonous scorpion. No? Hmm. The poison of a modeling scorpion. Mott. I know what molting is. Hmm. Modeling scorpion. What can it mean? A small scorpion? A tiny scorpion? Modeling. Doesn't sound right. The poison of a tiny scorpion. A dotted scorpion. I'm gonna say it has colors on it. It has bright colors, like polka dots, or just bright colors. Bright colors on it, okay? Or mixed color, something like that. Colorful scorpion. Ah! Wait. Hey! You gotta give that to me, right? Marked with spots or smears of color? Guys. Guys. That is such a good guess. Guys. Come on. Come on. I'm so proud of that. I'm pretty proud of that. Modeling. Mottling.
Model.
Model.
Model. Model.
The scorpion understands the medical nature of various antidotes, so ordinary medicine will not be of any use. Even if he finds a very skilled physician, he would use the poison of various insects to treat the wound. What use is that? There is only one antidote that the scorpion has never eaten before, and that is the only one that can be used. Besides me, there is no second person in this world who knows the formula to produce such an antidote. Diyun raised his eyebrows and thought, this person can actually be so malicious. It is scary. It's possible that next time I will fall victim to his scorpion. Brother Ding always said that when wandering the realm, one should not harbor malicious intents, but one must be wary of others' malicious intents. It is best that I ask him to give me the antidote just in case. Then he declared, that bottle of medicine, give it to me. Yanda Ping said, Of course. He could not help but ask, may I ask why Benefactor wants the antidote? Biyun said, your scorpion is extremely lethal. If I am not careful, I may be bitten as well. It is best that I have a bottle of medicine just in case. Yanda Ping felt embarrassed and laughed. Benefactor saved my life. Why would I ever harm you? Benefactor is too skeptical. Diyun extended his hand forward and said, I must have it, just in case. Yanda Ping said, yes, and at once took out the medicine and handed it over. Diyun descended the peak and went inside the house to take a look. The various villagers in the house had long disappeared. The housekeeper and foreman were nowhere to be seen. There was not a single person to be found. Diyun thought, Master is dead. Marshal's sister is married. I will never return here again. He left the house and followed the creek to the northwest direction. After walking several hundred feet, he turned to look at the sun rising from the east, shining on the various poplar and locust trees in front of the house. The creek, too, illuminated flashes of light. He had seen such a scene many times in his youth. He could not help but mutter to himself, From now on, I will never see this place again. He gently felt the package on his bosom and thought, In front of me, there is still one task that I have to fulfill. I must bring Brother Dings's ashes together with Lady Ling. I will have to make a visit to Jingzhou. That little scoundrel, Wan Gui, has caused me so much suffering. Fortunately, an evil person will meet a tragic end. I do not need to personally take revenge. Yan Daping said that he will have to suffer an entire month before he dies, but who knows if that will happen or not. If he manages to find a skilled physician to cure his poison, then I will personally supplement his body with another strike and take his pathetic life. Ever since seeing the battle between Wang Junchun and Yan Daping last night, he became confident in his own skills. All right. How did you guys like that? That was a good chapter. We got some good reveals in there. Yep. His master was indeed a bastard. All three of them are. Okay. Her husband is dying. Her husband is dying a long, agonizing death. So in a month, she won't be married. Oh yeah, he still has a chance. If the scorpion had been modeled, I'd have to agree that it was a scorpion that was marked, but it's modeling. That means it does that to the victim. Gotcha. Okay. Looks like Di-Yun is becoming not only more confident, but he's getting smarter too. Yep. He's not so trusting of these peoples. All right. Do, 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 do. That was a good New Year's chapter. Cheers, guys. All right. Yep, that was a good chapter. Let's see what happens when he meets his master again. That would be a good meeting. I want to see that scene. All right. Also, the scene where Wan Gui dies horribly because of his poison. Probably not going to happen. Probably something else is going to happen, but we'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. All right. I love you, and I will see you next time. All right, bye. Happy New Year's. All right, bye.